Hello guys, welcome back to the Mike Potter channel. In this video we're going to be talking about the Champions League quarter-final draw, analysing the ties and working out who's the favourites to go through. So, let's get into it. So the Champions League quarter-final draw took place on Friday and it threw up some really tasty ties, including Ajax and Juventus, Spurs and Man City, Liverpool and FC Porto, and Manchester United and Barcelona. Some absolutely elite teams there in Europe's elite competition, and it's wicked to see 4 English clubs in that. So without further ado, let's kick into these ties. So first up is Spurs versus Man City. So this might come across as a really straightforward tie. Man City are the better out of 2 clubs, surely they'll go through. But I think a lot of this has to do with Spurs' Premier League form as well. If Tottenham don't perform very well in the Premier League, they're going to go gun-ho for the Champions League because that's all they'll have to compete for. So I can see them prioritising that competition quite a lot, particularly in these latter stages. Whereas Man City are competing on 3 fronts at the moment, having already won the League Cup. So they're not going to be able to prioritise the Champions League completely. They're still going to have to focus on the League and the FA Cup. I think on paper, it's definitely Man City, but I think Spurs have got something in them. Much like to Liverpool, I think Spurs are a very strong side over 2 games. They can definitely wear teams out. You saw what they did against Borussia Dortmund. When Borussia Dortmund tried to attack Spurs in that second leg because they were looking for goals, Spurs hung on valiantly and eventually got that away goal and that killed off the tie completely. Whereas Man City, their pedigree, they've been to this stage before, they've even been further a couple of seasons ago where they made it to the semi-final, only to lose out to the eventual winners Real Madrid. So they're definitely got a good side with some good pedigree in the competition. I think Manchester City will edge this, but I think Spurs might get a win in their home tie, but Man City will probably get an away goal and absolutely batter them at the Etihad. And then we have Ajax versus Juventus. Now this isn't a straightforward tie as I think a lot of people are making it out to be. Ajax are a very good side. You saw what they did to Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. They made them like kids. It was unbelievable. Yes, Juventus are a great side. They've been to this stage in Champions League for the last 10 or so seasons. They're unbelievable. But the thing is, this Ajax team, it's got nothing to lose at the moment. They've already surpassed all expectations by getting this far in the Champions League. They've got no real expectations in the league because the Eredivisie has already won. So they are going to focus on these 2 games, and I can see them going all out for it. I think Juventus are going to have a lot more troubles than I think, particularly if Ronaldo is suspended for that cojones gesture celebration. So it's really interesting to see what happens here. I think the likes of Tadic definitely has all the ability to cause concerns for Juventus. But then on the flip side, you've got players like Dybala, Pjanic, Cristiano Ronaldo, if he's available, Mandzukic on Juventus' side. So it's going to be a really good tie. I think despite Ajax are definitely going to put in a very valiant performance, I can't look past Juventus for this one. So I reckon it's going to be a Man City Juventus semi-final on one side. So Liverpool versus FC Porto then. This comes across as probably the easiest tie to pull, if you ask me. Liverpool are doing brilliantly in the Premier League at the moment as it stands at the top of the league, even though Man City have a game in hand. And Porto, to be fair, are having a great season as well. They're neck and neck with a league title, both teams on 63 points. But I think with the animosity between Porto and Benfica, I think they're going to prioritise that league. Even given that, if you look at Liverpool last season against Porto, we did them 5-0. I know it's not necessarily going to be that easy. Porto are a much stronger side this season, but I just think Liverpool easily got enough to push it away from Porto. It's going to be interesting to see how Liverpool prioritise the league after this fixture as well. But I see Liverpool going through to the Champions League semi-final. And the last tie in these quarter-finals is Manchester United versus Barcelona. This is one of the hardest ones to pull, if you ask me. I think Manchester United put in a very spirited performance away at PSG. I think there was absolute scenes, you can't deny it, despite it being a bit of a shocking VAR decision. But even then, the best teams don't put themselves in positions where VAR does them over. And PSG did exactly that, so they don't deserve to be in this point. Whereas Manchester United, they fought hard with a very weakened side as well. No Paul Pogba, no Jesse Lingard. So they were really up against it, and they showed a very spirited performance and were brilliant to get this far. However, you just can't look past Barcelona. As it stands, they're 10 points in the lead in the La Liga, and I think it's all but secured there, so they're obviously now going to start prioritising the Champions League. When you got the likes of Messi, Suarez, Rakitic, Arta. You just can't look past a tie that's that good. So I think Barcelona are probably going to get a draw away at Old Trafford. But when they get them back to Nou Camp, that's where they're really going to kick into gear, and it's just good. There's going to be I think there's going to be a few goals in this. I think Manchester United are weak at the back, as are Barcelona. They've not been the best defensively recently, but still they've just got so much going forward that I can't look past Barcelona's firepower, banging in 5 over these 2 legs. So in the second semi-final, I can see it being Liverpool versus Barcelona. So yeah, there you have it. In the first tie, I see Manchester City beating Spurs, and they're going to be going up against Juventus, who will overcome Ajax. And in the second semi-final, I think Liverpool are going to get there after beating Porto, and Barcelona are going to roll over Manchester United to meet Liverpool in that round as well. So what do you guys think? Do you reckon my predictions are correct, or do you reckon there's going to be a couple of upsets? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, if you like what you see, then please share and subscribe to stay up to date on more content. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.